Alright, folks, welcome back to the channel. It's time to preview tomorrow night's game against Atalanta. I'm joined by Alistair and Nathan. How you doing, Alistair?
Good, thanks, pal.
Nathan, how are you?
I'm alright, mate, yeah.
Hi, good. Alistair, I'm going to come to you first quickly because obviously you're on the post-match reaction after the Aberdeen game. Just quick thoughts. What was your thoughts on the game on Saturday?
Frustrating. But you frustrating. But that's what happens when you switch after 10 minutes.
Aye. At
What
least
that
there
be a
was.
lesson is.
I know. At least there was no damage done, obviously, because well, there was, but there was at least Rangers
We're
fucked up
playing the
again.
game.
But on to Wednesday night's game, Nathan. Obviously, we know Champions League's been a bit up and down. You know, we started with that really good win over Bratislava in match day one, but then obviously you've got that Dortmund hammering in between that. What's your feelings ahead to one of these games? That a dread, or is it you're actually looking at a bit of optimism?
Well, first of all, my dad's not watching it. He's made it clear any away game he's not watching. So, um,
That's
as
his
long as we
fault.
don't, as long as we don't get pumped, I'm fine with
Alistair, what about you?
I'm just hoping for the best. Tell you the truth. Expectations
So
are very
positive, so hopeful.
expectations are very low. Let me ask
Aye,
you how you feeling.
probably the
it.
same, to be honest. I don't know. I, I normally try and give him with a bit of optimism when it comes to European games. It's especially the Dortmund game. I thought, maybe, but then you just get
Mhm.
sent crashing back down to earth. I don't know. I don't even know what to expect them or I want us to get in the game, become the second half because I can't be bothered watching these games where 20 minutes in and you're 2, maybe 3-0 down, you're thinking, oh no, the game's done. At least try and make a fist of it. Obviously, Alistair, we know we've got these bigger games that we need to, that probably are more winnable, especially our home games against Bruges and Young Boys. Um, Leipzig, I think it'll be a tough test, but it's a home tie as well. But Alistair, I just don't want us to get run out of the tap off, to be honest.
Well, I'm hoping we don't. But ask me after 20 minutes. If we
Aye.
survive the first 20 minutes, I'll be pleasantly surprised
Uh,
because I've just seen this movie too often. But knowing Celtic, nobody will expect anything. This'll be the one that will play
Mhm.
with
I'll
skin
pull
tight.
some. Aye. I just don't want a drubbing that really affects the confidence because there's been a lot of talk after that Dortmund game of confidence. Obviously, Nathan, you spoke about it last week about it maybe affecting the confidence. You just don't want a drubbing to affect this team overall because, as I said last week as well, there's a lot of young players in this team, and I think if you keep getting gubbed, then it's
Mm.
going to affect the confidence. Nathan, as for team selection, we kind of thought there might have been a hope that Cameron Carter Vickers would have made it. He was training at Celtic Park today, but then it was announced by Stephen McGowan that he didn't fly. That's just another big blow. Another
Yeah.
big blow in terms of us in Europe, man. We don't seem to get the rub of the green sometimes.
hmm Um, I think as for like, team selection things like that, I mean that it's the same players that play week in week out. To be honest, so I think we just need to set up more. Let's see the first 20 minutes. We need to stay in the game. Um, For me, I feel like Celtic just let it go quite too easy. I think actually tomorrow, I think Bernardo needs to play, man. I'd drop Engels, but that's just me. That's my only change.
Aye, Alistair, obviously Vickers is a big miss. Obviously Brendan spoke a lot about because he got a lot of criticism after his approach against Dortmund, and he's been pretty stubborn and probably stern and says, "No, I'm not changing it." No, I don't think he's that stupid not to change anything I think, he's not going to go out and tell the media, I'm going to change X, Y, and Z. I do also agree that you can't just flick a switch and play a certain style of football one game, a certain style of football another game. It's just not possible. But would you want to see some tweaks, as Nathan said, try and stay in the game for the opening 20 minutes and try and just hit Atalanta in the counter attack because they're a really good defensive side.
We need to keep the game as tight as possible for as long as possible and try and sneak a goal. I have no doubt we'll get a couple of chances over there, but it's taking them. And at the end of the day, mate, whatever happens, if you're a cards on the table, I'm not expecting to take anything tomorrow night. Maybe apart from at least keeping the score respectable. But the good thing is, and this has a wee bit of a positive, with the results tonight and the majority of teams below us having lost, we ain't going to fall that far down. So we're still going to be in the mix for, as you said at the start, Josh, to be in the mix for the games that we really need to win. That's the positive, and that's what I'm clinging to at the end of the day.
Nathan, we'll talk about the opposition. It's not a step down in quality either. We went for the Champions League winners to the Europa League winners. Runners up, sorry. But when I see Europa League winners, they were emphatic Europa League winners. They absolutely destroyed. They done what no other team was able to do to Bayer Leverkusen, and they absolutely destroyed them in that Europa League final.
I'd arguably say that at the time Leverkusen were the best team in the world. Like they were, unbeaten. They were scared, but everybody was scared of them. And the way their manager sets up, Lookman was in the Ballon d'Or selection and things like that. So quality players, and I love Italian football. That's my favourite league, and I watch them quite a lot. Really good teams. So, it wouldn't surprise me if we get pumped, honestly.
Well, I think Gasperini, he's a manager that's been around the block. He knows what he's doing. He's not exactly stupid. Lookman, obviously, he's a main threat. They've hitting a good patch of form at the moment. They beat Shakhtar, I think 4-0.
Won at the weekend as well.
They've won at the weekend, and they're hitting a good stride of form, and obviously that's no good for us because if they're hitting a crest of form, then you're thinking, are we going to take the brunt of that? But Celtic just need to wear that 20 minutes. They need to wear that 20 minutes, and if they get a goal, we need to try and calm the game down and try and play at our pace as much as we possibly can. No stupid mistakes, and just if we do score, don't do what we do in Dortmund. Just get the ball and don't get away. Don't concede straight away because you need to just try and ease your way into the game. Alistair, I'm going to come on to team selection. Obviously, the weekend it was back to a Scales and Trusty. I thought they were okay. I thought Scales was pretty decent. I don't think he done much wrong. Trusty, I think at times was quite quick and stuff like that. But the one thing I'm going to say, I know we've not got an option at the moment, but the two left-footed centre halves, it doesn't work for me. There's not enough balance.
I don't think they can play together.
Aye.
To be honest, I think it's either got to be Scales or Trusty.
Aye.
I've come to that conclusion because obviously, elephant in the room, when CCV is fit, he's going to play.
Aye. But I think Alistair, would you go with the same back four? Obviously, I don't think we've got any much options in there really that could change it up. Really,
I can already feel the sweat in my hands seeing Lookman and Trust left on side, to be honest with you. But no, I think to be honest, mate, maybe 1, 2 changes max. I don't see it being wholesale changes because honestly, I mean, it's no good when you drop points, but we were that bad against Aberdeen. It was just a manic 10 minutes
Bad
that
spell,
lost
I think
us.
it was more like. Nathan, what about obviously you said you'd like to see Bernardo be brought in instead of Engels. Who would your other two midfielders be then?
Rio and McGregor. I would also make another change, and this one's controversial. It wouldn't happen, right? But I'd play either because I think in Europe you need somebody that's going to buy a free kick, going to get you up the pitch. I feel like you're better probably bringing Kyogo on second half to sort of stretch
Aye.
the game a bit. I think Guaita, he offers you a physical presence, which if the centre halves just need to boot the ball, you know, at least somebody's up there that can you know, fight for it.
Well, for me, I'd,
I'd
I'd
go
keep,
Kyogo.
I'd go
No,
Kyogo, and I'll tell you why. Because I think Atalanta are a different team to Dortmund. Dortmund really a lot of pace. Adeyemi obviously always won. Um, But I think Atalanta, they've got Lookman, but they've got bits of pace, but they're not absolutely rapid. So I think we're
Mm.
going to need to do a lot of counter attacking when it comes to. And I think Maida's obviously Maida's rapid, Kyogo's quick, Kuhn's quick. So I think for me, if you're going to play in the counter, that's who you're wanting up front. As for the midfield with me, I'm going to go Engels, Hatate, and McGregor because I think we had the Bernardo thing in Europe last against Dortmund. Now I like Bernard. I like all the midfielders I've got, but I just think that Bernardo, he's maybe good coming on if I'm maybe in a good position because I think he can off maybe attack. He's more a risk taker. I think if you're playing on the counter, maybe you need a more a risk taker who can find those passes to get us forward on the counter.
Yeah,
And it was everybody's entitled to their opinion on Engels. I just still think Engels is getting a bit of a rough deal. At the end of the day, the guy's only 20-year-old, and I still believe he'll come good. But for me, Bernardo could start. But if I was going with midfield, it'd be McGregor, attacking Engels, and then obviously the back four staying the same.
yeah. But what I would say about Engels is if you look at the Ross County game, Bernardo came on and was probably our most influential player. Engels had a terrible game, and then against Aberdeen, I don't know why he took Hatate off rather than Engels. So if they're going off the last couple performances, Bernardo deserves to start for me.
The Ross County, I agree, but I don't think Engels was anywhere near as bad as some people are making out
Wasn't
against
he bad,
Aberdeen.
but he should have came off instead of Hatate.
Yeah, I do
Engels
agree.
is, Engels is suffering from we spent £11 million in this guy. That's the problem with Engels
Aye.
at the moment, the price tag. But I honestly think he'll go with Engels, Hatate, and McGregor. I
Aye.
think that's what he'll go with.
Um, I mean, 10 off. I'm not very confident, as you probably tell, but we may as well do score predictions. Alistair, which is your score prediction?
What I think's going to happen and what I want to happen, I'll say 1-1.
1-1, Nathan. What about you?
2-1 Celtic.
I'm going to go 9-0 Atalanta. Eh,
See what
no,
I'm not coming on a podcast, by the way.
I'll go same as Alistair. I think I, I could see his scoring earlier, but I could also see his conceding. So 1-1. It's not what what I'm saying
It's not what
with my
any
heart, but
think.
no, what we actually truly think. But we need to be positive somehow. But I'll go 1-1, and hopefully we're on here tomorrow night talking about is actually doing something away from home in Europe and not getting scudded.
Who's going to be the next 11 champ? Do you think an Italian keeper and send us all into orbit?
But aye, probably going to be. I don't know how much else we can cover, but aye, hopefully a decent result. Hopefully no absolute horsing, and hopefully we're still in the game come half time this
I'm
time. But
clutching at straws here, but you know what might help us? The early kick-off.
oh, Jesus Christ, we're
Right,
clutching there.
that's
I'm like,
reaching.
my God, we're clutching there.
But
But aye, we'll take
uh,
it. We'll take it.
the first ever away one we got was a 5:45 kick-off.
But I
Spartak.
mean, let's hopefully hope that we're talking about a decent result. But that's gone a bit for the Atalanta preview. We'll be back tomorrow after the game for
Cut your
hopefully
wrist.
hopefully no fucking counselling session. But until then, speak to you later and hail hail.